Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Video shows crowd yelling criticism at police using K9, foam bullets on man in Long Beach. A video of Long Beach police forcibly arresting a man in Belmont Shore Sunday night shows bystanders yelling out criticism at officers as they shoot foam bullets and release a K9 to help take the man into custody. In the video, some members of a small crowd insist the man did nothing wrong, but police officials and an independent expert came to the officer's defense, saying their decision to use force was justified. The footage, which contains profanity and some violence, captures a few minutes of a standoff between officers and the man, who has his pants down and his hands on his head. During the standoff, one woman shouts at officers, telling them to leave the man alone as others in the crowd announce their videotaping. Moments later, police fire large-caliber less lethal foam rounds at the man and release the dog, prompting yells and insults from some onlookers. "What did he do wrong?" one person asks. The Long Beach Police Department praised its officers for how they handled the situation. "Officers did a remarkable job de-escalating the situation and used less lethal force to end the situation as peacefully as possible," Johnson said. "The outcome could have been much different based on the suspect's actions." The video does not capture the entire incident. After the man is in custody, the video shows police explaining to the small crowd that someone called them to say he'd been pointing a gun at people. According to Johnson, that gun turned out to be a fake. He said police first headed to the scene around 7:25 p.m. Sunday after getting a call that a man was in the street pointing a gun at passing motorists near the intersection of 2nd Street and Bayshore Avenue, which is near a busy stretch of restaurants and bars in Belmont Shore. In the description of the video posted on YouTube, the poster, Jeff Blackman, said he watched the situation unfold for about half an hour. He said the man was not armed and that he took off his pants to show officers he wasn't hiding a gun. Police, however, said they found a replica firearm after arresting the man, who they later identified as Joel Peterson, a 42-year-old Long Beach resident. The press telegram couldn't immediately reach Blackman, but in the video description he questions whether it was overkill to fire the foam rounds and release the dog. "I wasn't yelling at the cops like some of the people in the crowd, but I thought the cops totally overreacted," Blackman said in a YouTube comment. But Jim Boerman, a retired police chief from Redlands who now runs a research nonprofit called the Police Foundation, said he thinks the officer's decision to use force was reasonable based on the situation and the man's actions. "It's obvious that he's not being fully cooperative with them," Boerman said. He wants to debate them. "Officers were clearly trying to get the man onto his knees and likely prone on the ground so they could handcuff him," according to Boerman. The video shows the man starting to kneel down twice, but then he gets up. He also has his hands on his head during most of the footage. It's unclear from the video exactly what prompted officers to fire the less lethal rounds because the man passes out of view just before officers pull the trigger, Boerman said. Because they thought the man had a gun, officers would have been very concerned with what the man was doing with his hands, according to Boerman. He also noted how the man moved toward the street moments before police took him down. As he starts to move out into the street, he is now putting those spectators who are complicating the situation, he is putting them at risk because all it takes is for him to decide to run into the crowd to hide or attack them or whatever, he said. The yelling from some spectators likely made the situation worse by confusing or irritating the man, Boerman said. These spectators aren't being helpful at all either to the police or this gentleman, he said. At the end of the video, another spectator comes to the cop's defense. That was like by the book, legit, he says. I watched the whole thing. After he was arrested, authorities took Peterson to the hospital to treat minor injuries, according to Johnson. He was later booked into jail and held in lieu of $30,000 bail, according to jail records.
He's fucking scared. That's all it is.
No, all you gotta do is get on your knees.
Basically, someone called the cops. Say,
to deal with that when I first went to prison, and I never do it again. I didn't even like taking my clothes off.
Well, I'm not working right now.
I know, but then I.
You
got your back with a bunch of dogs over here.
No, fuck it, Joel.
I'll bet you a call for that.
No, that's the bullshit. Why am I being entertained?
You guys wonder why no one likes it. All dressed in black like a bunch of Gestapo.
Mom, he had no weapon. That guy is not shot. Last time they released that dog, I'll bet you people over here are going to go over them. It's all over here. We all gone over here.
That's what I'm saying. This is working on this shit. Thank you, Kasey.
Hey, leave him
Don't eat it, dude.
alone! He has nothing! He's down to his underwear! What the fuck?
You're being videotaped. Everything.
You don't want to piss off the people behind you? That drug girl! No proof! Where is the humanity?
That'll be the end of your career, bro. Straight up.
Hey, don't need to fucking do that shit. Fuck you guys.
Fuck you guys!
You guys are fucking assholes!
You guys are fucking assholes!
Fucking assholes!
Fuck you guys!
Fucking bitches, people!
You guys!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Shit, you!
We pay for your salary! We pay your salary! What do you do wrong? You can't fuck you!
My dad's a sheriff. That's fucked up.
You guys are fucking assholes!
Don't. Come on.
Fucking you didn't show any aggression to you guys!
Get out of the street. Come on, hey, come on.
Piece of shit! My dad's a sheriff! And one of him! Fucking assholes!
I know they're fucking assholes.
Fucking attack you, dog! Let's go with you.
There's a lot more people here. They can
Somebody called said that he was pointing a gun at other people.
My truck, bro! You pay for this fucking salary? Are you serious?
Get out of the street. Get out of the street.
Release the salary.
Right now. Look at me right now. Look at me right now.
What are you, 22, bro?
I hope there's a fucking government shutdown for real.
I think Rachel Maddow comes on in 10 minutes. You might want to make it back.
That guy was stripped down in his boxers. All you had to do was put handcuffs on him. What'd you do? You shot him. Like a dumbass.
Did you shoot it?
Well, that's not lethal, but still, what the fuck did he do? All you had to do is say, put your hands behind your back and fucking handcuff him.
Be a decent human being, you piece of shit. Yo, you the one that belongs in jail, you little piece of shit. Walk out with your big ass vest, you little dick. Little faggot ass bitch. He didn't do nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. He shut down. He was ready to get handcuffed. What'd you do? You shot him out. You know, fuck me. You piece of shit.
Hey, hey, you have no idea, dude. Shut up. Exactly. Hey, hey.
He didn't have shit on him. He didn't have anything on him.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, that guy's an idiot. Wow.
He's an idiot.
That was like by the book, legit. I watched the whole thing.
The guy wouldn't get a gun down.
See, there you go. Here we go.
That guy did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. Eminem gave up on you. No more.
County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.